asked to defend former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh, who's been summoned as an accused in the coal block allocation scam case. Congress President Sonia Gandhi led the Solidarity March along with senior party leaders. They marched from Congress headquarters to Manmohan Singh's house to express their solidarity.
He is our former Prime Minister. He is known not only in our country but throughout the world as being a person of integrity and probity. We have come here this morning to all of us, members of Parliament, to express our support to him, to give him our solidarity. We are fully behind him. The party is fully behind it. And we shall fight this not only legally, but with all other means at our command. And we have no doubt whatsoever that he will be vindicated.
And Manmohan Singh has reacted to the Congress's march and their support for him. Take a look at what he had to say.
The Congress Party, Sonia ji, and all members of the National Committee and senior leaders have come to my residence, expressed their solidarity with me, and that we will fight this case to the best of our ability.
That's the former Prime Minister, Dr. Manmohan Singh, saying that he's happy with the solidarity and the support his party has shown him. Joining us right now, Subramaniam Swamy, senior leader of the BJP, Jaiveer, Shergill, spokesperson of the Congress Party, Professor Madhav Nalpat, editorial director, Sunday Guardian. Also with us, our executive editor, Kartikeya Sharma. Many thanks, gentlemen, for being here and giving us time. Dr. Swamy, first to you. Dr. Manmohan Singh, of course, says he's happy with the solidarity given to him by his party as well. He has been now named as an accused in the case. He maintains he's innocent. He says he'll prove and clear his name there as well. It's understandable his party will stand behind the man who led them for 10 years, was Prime Minister of the country for 10 years. But do you think that sheen of the very white kurta of Mr. Manmohan Singh after this particular development has gone? Would you say that?
Well, as far as personal integrity is concerned, there's no question even today. But the personal integrity is not enough. We need public integrity also. And public integrity means that you must do what is good for the country. It's no use being personally honest. We have enough examples of this in our scriptures. For example, in Mahabharata, Bhishmacharya was a highly regarded moral person, but because he watched Draupadi being stripped and didn't lift a little finger, Krishna condemned him and ultimately made Arjuna kill him. So the issue is today that Mr. Manmohan Singh watched all these things happen, and in the case of Hindalco, he actually intervened. The question is, at behest of whom? He certainly was not a Prime Minister in the full sense of the word. He took orders from above, from his party, from the party president, and the Hindalco is not the only one, but there are many other coal blocks which were distributed on the basis of bribery, and these have to be gone into, and he is a material witness, and now because he didn't cooperate in full and disclose it when he was questioned, he's now been made an accused, which is a natural process.
But the Congress, of course, is backing him to the hilt, saying that he did nothing wrong. They stand by the Prime Minister. Jaiveer Shergill joined us, spokesperson of the Congress Party right now. There was, of course, it's on record, Jaiveer, the reason why he's been made an accused in the case now, that the Prime Minister's office wrote and inquired, showed undue importance to what was happening to the recommendation by the Prime Minister on Hindalco. Those are questions that need to be answered, even though, let me point it out very, very quickly, the CBI, in fact, found no reason to prosecute him in 2 reports before the court summoned him back.
Atar, first on the march, I think the message is very loud and clear that the Congress Party stands behind Mr. Manmohan Singh in this legal battle, if I may call so. We will fight it out with our full might and potential. Now, as you put it very aptly, yes, it is true, CBI did not name him at all of any illegal gratification or undue favors. This summon has been as a part of an ongoing judicial process, and as a law-abiding citizen, he will reply to that summon. Now, still, the larger question is, who is pointing towards his involvement or extending undue favors to anybody? None. But today there is a summon. We have to respond to it or challenge it. That legal call we will take.
All right, there seems to be some slight connection problem there with Jaiveer. We'll come to you in just a moment. Professor Nalpat also with us right now. Professor Nalpat, what Dr. Swamy pointed out right now, that one can be extremely clean, extremely honest really, but public integrity needs to be shown, and perhaps there are some questions regarding that, and that is why he's been made an accused in the Colgate case.
Well, I'd like to say, Athar, that the entire coal industry is in a mess, and the reason for that was the allocations made by the Manmohan Singh government. A large number of the parties who were allocated coal, frankly, don't seem to have any professional expertise in this particular industry. As a consequence, this country, which is actually sitting on an ocean of coal, is today one of the largest importers of coal at huge cost in foreign exchange. Now, this mess has been created. There has to be accountability for it. Regarding this question of Hindalco, my own personal view is that the CBI is once again going after a red herring by going after a case which, again in my personal view, does not seem to have too many negative aspects, an easy target, so to speak, and neglecting some other cases in which there seems to have been gross political involvement and a much larger amounts of money being paid.
Speaking of politics, and if you look at it politically, Kartikeya Sharma also with us right now, the Congress party is leaving nobody in any doubt that they will be backing the former Prime Minister to the hill. This march today, of course, was for public consumption, was for everyone to see that they backed the man who led them for 10 years, and there should be no question about it. And you would expect that from a party like the Congress, or any political party for that matter.
You know, there are multiple things here at the same time. The very fact that this courtesy is extended to Manmohan Singh was never extended to Narasimha Rao, because there is a personal chemistry between Sonia Gandhi and Dr. Manmohan Singh. Manmohan Singh was handpicked for the job, and even before he was the Prime Minister between 1999 and 2004, he was one of the closest aid. All the economic drafts of the AICC were being made by Manmohan Singh. Secondly, it is for the health of the Congress that they support Dr. Manmohan Singh, because everyone knows that there was duality of, there was dual power structure within UPA. So it was not as if Manmohan Singh had a complete free hand. So as Professor Nalapat is saying, that there were various decisions and various consequences and various people were there. But more than that, I see the story politically now. Athar. Legal life of the story is the second thing. You know, no one wants to make Manmohan Singh a martyr. That's the last thing that BJP would like to do. That is why every leader in Central or from yesterday till today have been saying that the Congress is responsible but not Manmohan Singh. And why? Because after 1977, when Indira Gandhi was being targeted, she almost became a martyr.
Stay with us, Kartikeya. We're shifting focus very quickly. Many thanks, Jaiveer, for joining us. We're shifting focus to the Meher Tarar angle in the Suranda Pushkar probe.
From my information, about a dozen cases in which, quite frankly, the allocation of coal to individual parties is suspect in the view of people in the industry, in the view of people in various ministries whom I've talked to at that point in time. And they point to mysterious operators operating behind the scenes. And frankly, they say the government was merely, if I may say so, a kind of a facilitator for these operators. Now, there is no doubt about the fact that Manmohan Singh is the Prime Minister at that time. He was the coal minister. But the point is, if we want to get to the bottom of the case, we have to get to the bottom of who the real decision makers were. And I hope that this will lead to it. Just going after Manmohan Singh or an obviously honest individual like PC Parakh, what's going to happen is the trail will of course go cold, and the real culprits will escape.
How would you react to what Kartikeya said just minutes ago, that if Manmohan Singh is made out to be a martyr here, it could benefit the Congress politically rather than otherwise?
Well, I'd like to say that it's very convenient for the Congress party that is Manmohan Singh who is being targeted, for a simple reason that, in my view, the needle of suspicion is far less on him than on many other individuals whom I'm sure the CBI is aware of, whom many CBI officers are personally known to, and it is these individuals, quite frankly, who need to be questioned. So my point is, by going after this Hindalco red herring, is the CBI ignoring the other 12 really important cases where a lot of evidence of misfeasance and malfeasance is there.
Dr. Swamy, would you agree with Professor Nalpat that he's calling the Hindalco angle a red herring? Perhaps the CBI, of course, you know, a lot has been said about the CBI, how it functions really, but they've cleared the man twice in their investigation, saying that there is no cause for prosecuting Mr. Manmohan Singh. This is only after the court called him and he became an accused. Now, do you think that perhaps this Hindalco angle could be one direction that could be not as important in the entire coal scam and the allocation, and perhaps we could be missing the bigger picture here?
Well, see, first of all, the whole idea of court monitoring of investigation was because there was no faith in the CBI. And if the CBI wants to close a report or open a report, unless the court puts a stamp on it, the country is not going to believe it. In this particular case, the court assessed it, and it was quite clear that in the Hindalco matter, the Prime Minister took undue interest. And even if he didn't get a bribe and didn't take a bribe, under the Prevention of Corruption Act, under Section 13(1)(d) Part 3, if you help somebody else make a profit or get pecuniary benefits, which is not in the public interest, you are guilty of corruption according to the law. So here there is a prima facie case, because it was against public interest that the block which was given was meant for the public sector. And one of the objections against Hindalco is that they had got previous coal blocks and they never engaged in production of coal. So therefore, in writing, the committee which was supposed to do the selection, they had decided that it should not be given to them, and this was overruled. Now, I agree with Nalapat that this is a very small part of the whole thing. And the whole thing is that the process of making the decision was done by an informal committee, which was located in the PMO. And I can name the people who are there, and all four need to be questioned. One is Motilal Vora, another is Ahmad Patel, third is Pulok Chatterjee, and fourth is T.K. Nair. These are people who drew up the short list, and that was sent to Ms. Sonia Gandhi, who made a shorter list. So all these have to be gone in, and it's all there in black and white. It's not the CBI reports has it, and I've had access to look at it, and I'm telling you that these people all have to be investigated.
All right, stay with us, Dr. Swamy and Professor Nalpat. Of course, we'll come back to this, but first we'll also take a look at reactions coming in from the Congress today. Big day for them, big solidarity march. Here's their top leaders giving their reactions.
No, it's not a question of it being unprecedented. This is a solidarity with Dr. Manmohan Singh, who's been our Prime Minister for 10 years. He's the leader of the Congress party. Therefore, the Congress President herself led her colleagues to his residence. It is a question of expressing solidarity with Dr. Manmohan Singh. We stand together to face judicial processes, and we are confident that the court, the law process, the judicial process in this country is transparent and very fair. So we are confident that a person of the reputation of Dr. Manmohan Singh will come free and will be proven innocent. Today was our solidarity with him as a leader.
कांग्रेस का नेतृत्व सब सांसद यहाँ पर आए हैं अपनी एकजुटता डॉक्टर मनमोहन सिंह जी को बताने के लिए। डॉक्टर मनमोहन सिंह जी पर पूरे देश को गर्व है जिस ढंग से उन्होंने काम किया, उनकी नेकनियत, उनकी पारदर्शिता, उनकी निष्पक्षता, ये कभी कोई शंका किसी की नहीं रही। और ये जो भी कोई आरोप है वो बेबुनियाद है। डॉक्टर मनमोहन सिंह जी की सच्चाई खुलकर सामने आएगी, इसका हमें पूरा यकीन है। और जो ये घटनाक्रम हुआ है उस पर हमको आक्रोश है। कोई आरोप की बात नहीं, वो शक के दायरे पर से भी बाहर है। कहीं शक की परछाई भी डॉक्टर मनमोहन सिंह जी पर नहीं आ सकती।
Now the government must speak up and say, we stand by the CBI's report. If the government believes in the independence of the CBI, if the government believes that the CBI has acted independently, the CBI has already said that there is no criminal case, the government must stand up and say, we stand by the CBI's report. Why is the government reluctant to say that?
Well, let's get a quick reaction in from Dr. Swami there before we move on to other stories. Dr. Swami, if you can hear me, this is of course the Congress's reaction today. All top leaders marching in solidarity with Dr. Manmohan Singh. They say, and in fact P. Chidambaram says today that if the government does really believe in the independence of the CBI, they should believe the first two earlier reports. What's the point? Although even I can correct him. If the court says so, he has to be made an accused.
Well, you see, I mean, Mr. Chidambaram never knew much law, and he never practiced very much either. And so he has forgotten whatever he has been while he has been minister. The fact of the matter is that the government of India is committed to the judicial system. We have accepted that the Supreme Court can monitor it, and on that basis the special courts were created. So the final authority is the court and not the CBI, and therefore the government standing by the CBI doesn't have any sense at all, because the CBI is not answerable to the government in this case.
All right, stay with us, Dr. Swami, and Professor Nalpat.